Wednesday, everybody. We're chilling.
Speak up. I can't hear you.
Speak up. I'll yell at everybody out in the hallway here.
Use all your lungs. Breathe in.
I know.
Talk like a coach.
Yeah. All right. So we got a couple people on. Hopefully, a couple more people will be coming in as they can. If not, we'll invite a couple more people on. So, what's new with everybody? Who's going to go first?
I'll go.
Okay,
I'm the chicken mother.
Why is that?
It's awesome. It's so cute.
I have 7 chicken babies.
Oh.
4 that are about 4 weeks old, and 3 that are about a week and a half old. So they're different ages, but they are all beautiful.
And you have a handicapped one.
Yeah, I have one that's a handicapped chicken. He has a crooked beak, so he has difficulty eating. So you have to make sure that he can get to the food properly, so he can get enough water and food. So, and
do you mimic the mama bird?
Huh?
Do you mimic the mama bird? Do you
You have to teach them how to eat. You have to teach them how to eat, and you have to teach them how to drink.
You got to chew their food and regurgitate into their mouth. That's
No,
how they feed her.
I'm not a buzzard.
It's all birds.
I used to raise chickens, and if you accidentally got a rooster, I'd get one that would just act like a dog because you hand raised them.
I don't know. I can't tell if any of them's a rooster yet or not. I think one is a rooster.
There's like a 15% chance when they sex them that it'll be a rooster.
Yeah. I'm hoping one is a rooster. His name is Tuesday.
Yeah.
We're thinking it's a rooster.
See, I had 2 Buff Orpingtons and a Rhode Island Red. So the rooster was Burt Reynolds, and then the others were Lonnie Anderson and Sally Fields.
Yeah.
And Burt Reynolds was like a dog. He would hang out at fire pits. You pick him up, he tells you about his problems. I love that guy.
Got one. Chickens have balls? Nosy. Her name is Nosy because she sticks her head way up. We've got another one. His name is Short Bust. That's the one with the crooked beak. And then one's Penelope. And I don't know. Randy's got one that follows him around. That's the oldest one that Jade already had. Her name is Banana. And she follows Randy around everywhere because he feeds her junk food. Anyway, that's my story.
So
I'd love to see a chicken on the camera.
Chicken.
Go to somebody else, and I'll go get a chicken.
Okay. Scott Starbuck says he learned today that chickens cool off with their feet standing in water. Oh, interesting.
Do chickens have balls? How do you know?
Chickens have what?
Balls or bones?
Balls. How do you know they're roosters or not?
Well, I'll tell you when you're older.
They have certain parts, yeah.
Oh, I didn't know. I've never seen a chicken.
The females and males look different.
I've never known
there is a way to sex them, but it's not always accurate, I guess.
Accurate, yeah.
It's really hard
the
to do.
older they get, the easier it is, but younger it's not.
You got to look for the Adam's apple.
Right.
I had no idea.
If they're bossing you around, it's probably a male.
So Daniel says, good luck. We've got 16 pigs, 20-something chickens, and a handful of guinea hens, and some goats and ducks. Aw. Cool. And I guess, Deweese is getting a chicken. Bonnie says, how am I doing? I'm doing good. I'm, I don't know if it's day 25 or day 26 in the hospital in rehab.
Oh, they're big.
They are.
My
goodness.
This one is crooked beak.
Oh, awesome.
Look how crooked it is.
Bless it.
Yeah.
Back in there.
Oh.
And then this is I'm not sure which one this is. This is not Tuesday. It's another one. But they've got big wings. Wow. Big feet. And they're about 4 weeks old.
Hi,
But you
baby.
see this little one, Whoop. This one is really smaller than the other one because he's the one that has a hard time eating.
Mm-hmm.
So I've been trying to feed him extra.
Yeah,
Good
so we
job.
learned that we can clip the beak a little bit, and then a little at a time, and the nerve will go kind of retract and keep clipping the beak. And
Okay.
I'm supposed to put a brick in there, and then they'll start scratching at it to help themselves to keep the beak down.
Mm-hmm.
So I miss them. It's like they were born right before all that happened. I see Randy in the background. Hi, Randy.
Randy Bo Bandy,
Yeah.
you have the right to bear arms, Randy, or arm bears.
Um, Linda wants to know, Jeremy, if Jeremy got a haircut.
Yes, I did get a haircut about a week ago. It happens every couple months. I get a haircut.
You look good. If I were unwed, I would take you in a manly fashion.
Oh boy.
So Daniel said, Louise, Daniel said the one in your right hand
The big one?
is a rooster.
How's he know?
Daniel, explain.
How do you know it's a rooster?
Because they're kind of in that teenage years now. Look, right now, that's kind of scraggly. So yeah, it'd be
He's a big eagle.
Eric. Oh, Scott. No, we're not doing extra crispy and original.
Oh.
Stop
The
yourself, guys.
combination is a lot bigger. No,
The comb.
oh,
Kelby
comb.
wants to know if
comb.
cockfighting is legal there. Yeah, but
Yes,
some
it is.
hens
Man, I
have.
haven't had a proper sword fight in years.
I was gonna say, me and Steve can demonstrate.
I don't know. They said sword fight.
Echo wrestling.
I'll pull my dagger out.
I was just gonna say that. I wish I had my Elvira down over there.
Hens have combs too, though, Daniel.
Yeah. I don't know. I'm so confused.
Well, they
Let's
said
see.
to look for the wattle thing on their under here, but I can't see a wattle on any of them.
I hope everybody's listening because this is life and death when you're flying. You don't know how to sex a chicken. Like,
Right.
you're going to die when you're up in the air.
in trouble.
Okay, who wants to
When
go
your wing
next?
surges and takes a frontal, if you don't know about chicken anatomy, how are you going to fix it?
Right. Okay, who's next? Who wants to go next?
I'll go
I go
next.
next. Oh, Steve can go next. I volunteer Steve.
Yay.
Yeah.
You guys want to see how Angie did with kiting? So
Yeah.
we moved
Yeah.
to Oregon Coast and Tillamook, and it's like a dream out here. And we've got free flight booked for September. She's going to do it with me.
Yes.
So I got a couple months to get her kiting game up.
Just send her off the mountain. First time for everything.
Just send it.
So yesterday we went out to, I got codes to the Tillamook airport, and I remember how bad I sucked at reverse kiting when I was training. I mean, it took me a bit, like just all over the place. So I obviously did the wrong thing and went and did a hand kite in front of her and was like, oh, the air's great. Even though it's like, that doesn't mean it's going to be easier on you. So I like, go out there, try out her wing, have a good time. The end.
That's him, not me.
It's when you hand it off right there. It's like, there you go.
So
Is she on a magic?
Yeah,
Yes.
she's got a magic.
That's beautiful. That's a nice wing.
Thank you. I like it.
It inflates so easy.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
How big is it?
Size small.
Small. I think it's like a 23.
23.
23.
It just says small. We looked that up. I think it was 23. There I go. That was.
So did some tried a couple of reverses, but then the winds got pretty light. She was having some trouble, so I was like, you know what? it's good enough for forwards. Let's switch her up a bit so you can have some fun. And I'm not experienced with teaching this sort of stuff, so for me to coach reverse kiting is a little hard.
I think this was my 4th time ever kiting. Like maybe fourth, I think.
Okay.
I saw you kiting at Bad Apples. You look pretty good.
Yeah, and Rain was an awesome instructor, so she made that. I think she made me look better than I am, but I did feel when I did forwards that that came easier and much more intuitively than reversing.
So there's Angie.
Yeah, there I go.
Good
So
job.
forwards,
Nice,
Angie
very
is.
nice.
I got to a point where I didn't have to like guide her at all. She was pretty much doing this all by herself.
It's time to strap that motor on your back.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So
You look good.
I mean,
Definitely.
Angie's
It was
forwards.
fun. I had an awesome time.
Angie's forwards are good. I mean, all I really need to do, I think, now is stick her in some crosswind conditions and be like, hey, try to figure it out. 'Cause it's not that hard to do on a forward to do your crosswind. It's just mostly running underneath your wing. But otherwise, I think she was just killing it on forwards for the most part.
How far are you guys from the coast?
Like a
15-minute drive.
15-minute, and I've got like this beach head the size of Galveston. That's like a 30-minute drive for me. So
That's
I live in
perfect. That's where you
Paradise.
want to learn reverse, right there at the beach.
Yeah. And we went out to the beach to do some reverses, but that day I was mostly playing with my new wing. So she didn't get a whole lot of kiting time in.
But yesterday was my day. I got 4 or 5 good runs, good forwards.
This look good.
It felt good. I was happy.
So at the end there, the winds were technically little reversible. So near the end, I'd be like, hey, try pumping your brakes and spin it around and try reverse kiting there just to kind of ease in. But
that didn't work.
sometimes it just takes different, or it takes someone else explaining it to her. Like when Rain was working with her, like Rain was freaking awesome.
Well, Rain's like a mirror. She knew how to tell me every move to make, so I didn't even have to think. If I just did what she said, and then I started to feel it, but then I really could feel these on the forwards. It felt pretty intuitive.
I like how you're trying to step under the wing rather than use the brakes to put it where you want it.
Yeah, and you got a good point, Wallow. I was just telling her yesterday, that's what Josh Bowden always was yelling at me about, because when I made it out to his field, I spent a lot of time kiting, and I was decent at it. But on forwards, he's like, hey, run before you pull.
Yeah.
You know, move underneath before you pull. Don't pull first. And I'm pretty sure I probably still pull first. I don't know.
Yeah, that's a good habit to get in, is get underneath the wing instead of pull it where you're going. Yeah.
Cool.
Right there, you should have been going left, but
So she was pulling there instead of more moving in it. But overall, she did like.
It looked good.
She had like 4 solid runs where, like at the end, I was like, hey, I ain't gonna do any mirroring or talking to you. You just see how it goes for you. And she ran it down the field.
Good job,
Pinky
Angie.
up, Steve.
I'm starting to
Pinky up.
actually feel like I'm doing this. It's good.
A little bit of power, you're in the air.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
If you're having this much fun kiting, just imagine your feet leaving the ground.
I know, right? Well, and that's what, when we free fly train for that, like in September, I'm excited for that. It's apparently that's not going to take long, where I'm going to at least jump off a hill or something. I'm super excited.
Well, I think when she gets to a point, like sometimes kiting is almost as fun as flying, just depending on what you're doing and your mental state and whatever. But I think when I get her to that beach, the beach has a lot of loose sand, but get it in that 10 to 12 mile an hour max range and have her do that beach kiting. Because when you're in sand, you know, when you pull it up and it's tugging on you to get through the power band, you know, you lunge forward on grass, but on sand, you just slide. And so you're sliding around, and if it picks you up and lifts you a little bit, you're kind of sliding and hopping on sand, which is much more gentle. And once you get the control and do whatever, you can have so much fun at the beach. And I'll probably shove her off dunes and stuff. So I think that's gonna be pretty fun. like there's so much dune ridge soaring here too that I've been told about. Like 20 minutes away, I'll just be able to go to beach dunes and just ridge soar. Like this place is insane. I have anxiety because it's too perfect. It's like, did I go and retire to heaven? This is a
That's
beautiful town, perfect flying and free flight and motor, except for winter. It'll rain 90 inches, but
We'll just eat oysters during that.
we'll just go down south to Salton Cedar. I don't know.
I swear y'all gonna turn into oysters.
Dude,
we just have to hike enough to work them all off in the meantime. And then
I'm gonna have to get a second job to afford them.
No kids.
Because we're not well off people. We're modest people, but I mean, oysters aren't cheap.
What do they go for there?
What's that?
What do they go for over there?
Well, actually, a place so our favorite joint, they actually have their own farm, at Oyster Farm, and they do a couple different breeds, and you can taste the difference. And they're $2 per, but they also offer you to take them home unshucked for $1 a piece, which is actually a pretty good price for the best oysters
really
around.
Good oyster,
like,
yeah.
I love my oysters, and these are like the best I've ever had. That's why I can't stop.
Yeah, here in
He's
Minneapolis.
the addict. He really is the one.
I can't imagine in Minneapolis what they are, Wallow.
There's a place that I go to. I only go during happy hour, and I think it's like half dozen or like $10, and that's during happy hour.
Well, there's a lot of places where so oysters don't die until you shuck them.
Right.
So you can actually overnight them, transport them, and they're still fresh. So you can get fresh oysters around the United States. I did in Nebraska, but they're probably coming from larger farms that are cheaper. So they're not as good as someone that's really cultivating a high quality product.
Well, in Nebraska, when I was in Omaha, they had a place called Plank in Old Town, and that place was pretty good.
Yeah, I went to Shucks in Omaha all the time until I ate so many oysters. I was like, I think I'm sick of them for a while.
Yeah.
And then he came here.
But these are so pristine out here. I'm like, yeah, I can't have enough. Yeah, I'm like, this place is too perfect. I'm just waiting for something bad to happen. Like, there's no way a place could be so nice and everything just like lines up. It's like, okay, when's the bad thing gonna happen? I'm gonna have to get used to this.
So Ariana just texted me, and she said hi because she just left work.
Oh. Well, if she can join us when she gets home, if she wants, she's more than welcome to.
Yeah.
Shane Planet Shane says, woohoo, Jade is here. Yes, I'm here. I'm hoping I can make it for the full hour, and sitting in my little recliner in my I was going to say my hotel room, but it's not a hotel room. I don't know if you caught, but I had a good day of rehab. They're working on my nerve pain a little bit more, and the spasms and stuff I was having, feeling like I had a drill bit going through my foot the last couple of days. I had wound care actually come and look at my foot today, so haven't heard any more if skin grafts, but they're talking probably that's what's going to happen, but they're waiting, I think, just to see a little bit more time. She said today one of the stitch areas doesn't look like it's closing up, so I'll probably have to have more stitches put in to close up an incision.
You can have my skin if you want, if you're okay with skin that has pores the size of cracked pepper.
I was going to offer my skin first. She has to take my skin.
Okay.
Right.
We'll bid our skin off for you.
All right. Enough about me.
Silence of the lambs of us.
Man,
Enough about me.
I need
Who's
to get
next?
drunk with Shane Planet Shane one of these days. Bet he would be a hoot.
Yeah. All right. Who's next? Kramer.
Kramer.
Brian Franz, when I met him in
I was muted.
Torchport, he says he wants you to talk about the bus crash from your episode. He says he works on school buses, and taking a wheel off like that is really hard to do. So he wants to know how the heck you did it.
I ran into a bug. No, I'm just kidding.
an 18-year-old high school student lost control of her car coming down the side of a hill and ran into me. They estimated she was going 80 miles an hour when she head on into my bus. I was going 40 by my video because I saw her coming. I slammed the brakes on. I was doing about 40. It was a head-on collision. She flipped head over tails 180 something feet down the road, landed upside down, but it ripped the bus completely off the carriage, broke the drive line, collapsed the hood. I mean, yeah, it was a mess, but she was going about 80 when she hit me in a mid-size SUV.
Was she okay?
She got life flighted. That happened May 29th. And in September, she was still in the hospital in recovery. She broke almost every bone in her body. They life flighted her from the scene and didn't think she would survive, but she did.
Wow.
She was just 18 years old, lost control of her car. So it was, yeah, I had 11 kids on board. Nobody on my bus got hurt. I got them all off. The bus caught on fire. I got all 11 kids off, sent them over to the fence to hold on to the fence. I put the fire out, and then I went and joined the kids. And when the fire department, the ambulance, and the police showed up, we were sitting on the side of the road playing a game. The kids were all laughing. You'd never know we had a wreck. But
See,
You're a
Jade,
badass, Kramer.
Jade, you just had a sprained ankle compared to this.
Yeah, right.
Now you'll be back up in no time.
Yeah.
Just brush it off. Tis but a flesh wound.
Tis been a flesh wound, Jade.
Total flesh wound. Oh, wow.
That's awesome, Kramer. You are awesome. Wow.
So, Kramer,
I had a seatbelt bruise because it's, the slam. I had a seatbelt bruise, and that was it. The rest of all the kids were fine. I had a 5-year-old that couldn't stay. She was too little to hold herself in the seat, and she was up against the window, the second seat back on the passenger side, and she ended up coming up. I had a bruise on my rib because her head hit my ribs, and she was on the floor next to me when we stopped. And I looked down. I said, "Are you okay?" Because you don't say is anything hurt, because then they're going to look for hurts. So I said, "Are you okay?" And she looked at me and she goes, "I think I broke my wrist." But she hit it when she landed, but she was fine that afternoon. But yeah, all the kids were fine. So
we need to do a biography on Kramer.
For real.
I know.
An autobiography.
Nah, I just been in the right place at the wrong time. I mean, the right time. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. I once saw Kramer roundhouse kick Angela Lansbury.
Twice.
I usually tell people when they give me a hard time, I'm only 5'1.5", but when they give me a hard time, I tell them I can kick this high with no effort at all. So if you have anything between the ground and this height that you want to protect, you might want to back up a few steps and leave me alone.
Well, good luck kicking Jeremy where it counts, because that dude is tall.
Yeah. Well, I can always stand on a curb. That's how I used to kickstart my motorcycle. I had to stand on the curb.
Oh, he's popping back on. Hey,
So-
Jeremy, we were just saying that. No. We were just saying Kramer was like explaining how high she could kick in a fight. And I was like, well, good luck kicking Jeremy where it counts, because that dude is tall.
But that's why I have two 40-inch rapiers. I can reach further than I can kick.
Oh, geez.
Kramer, explain what you got going on this weekend.
Oh, this weekend we've been planning this since January. Cody has always wanted to fly his paramotor to a camp out.
Cody from Lone Star that we had on here.
Yeah.
Yep.
What did you do to his finger?
He'll have to tell you about that.
Oh. It didn't make sense. He said something about fighting something cold.
Yeah.
Cold water or something.
Well, I've got on Friday, I invited 30 paramotor pilots to come and fly into my camp and camp out for the weekend. They just have to carry their camping gear because this is a trial camp out. and we're calling it the Fly-In Camp Out. I designed some vinyl stickers to give out to all the pilots who fly in. But they'll be flying in on Friday night, and then Saturday morning they'll fly and see a bunch of sites. I did some Google Earth maps with some of the things to see around the area. There's a hidden cave that now that the lake is 40 feet low, you can see this big cave. You can fly down low enough to see it. And there's some other things that are pretty neat to see, but I gave them Google Earth maps, and they'll fly Saturday morning and Saturday night, and Sunday morning they'll leave. But I'll provide all the food and stuff. So if anybody wants to fly in, come on. I got steaks and burgers and hot dogs and snacks and all kinds of stuff. And then in the middle of the day, Saturday, they're going to go to a swimming pool over on the other side of the airport. I arranged it for them to go use the neighborhood swimming pool to keep cool because I have no water in my park. That's why we can launch and land, because the lake is dry. So I have a perfect LZ. But
Nice.
yeah, I don't know how many people are going to show up. I have 8 confirmations so far, but then Travis went and invited a bunch of trike pilots. But after he came and looked at the park, he's like, yeah, there's plenty of room for trikes. So he invited a bunch more people. So
I hate trike pilots. They're just a bunch of ruffians. And
yeah,
no. Oh, sorry.
I'm a
Trike
trike.
save lives.
Yes, I'm a trike pilot. Jade's a trike. Yeah, trike save lives.
Trike save lives.
There you go.
Like on a motorcycle, loud pipe save lives, big trike save lives.
Exactly. All right.
Kramer,
Well,
where are you located?
I'm in Texas.
Where in Texas?
Spicewood, Texas. I'm 90 minutes from San Antonio. So Lone Star Lone Star Paramotors in San Antonio. Well, they're in Garden Ridge at North San Antonio. I'm in Spicewood, Texas. And yeah, if you want to drive over, anybody who flies a paramotor, come and see me. I'll put you up for the weekend in a campsite, and you can fly in and out of my park. Won't cost you anything. I'll comp you your campsite. Don't tell LCRA I'm doing that. No.
Well, if you're providing the drugs and alcohol, I'll join you.
I'm providing rum balls and homemade rum.
Ooh.
Yeah, steaks and hamburgers and hot dogs and yeah, but
I think we're gonna have to get in an apartment together, Kramer.
Yeah.
Travis says it's a trap. It's over 100 degrees down here in Texas right now.
Yeah.
Maybe we'll go in the fall.
It got to 100.
Find a fan around there somewhere.
It was 108 today with a heat index of 116.
Aaron I out of Missouri has been through a lot of heat lately as well, and he yells at me nonstop because he sees all my selfies and I'm wearing puffy jackets or light long sleeves because it's always 70 degrees here as a high, like 75 and 50 at night. So it's always just like kind of like just perfect.
And on the coast, it's super cold because of the wind. So you wear that.
I can't wait until wintertime for you guys.
Yeah, I'll be wet.
It's not that bad. It's not.
I'm gonna prune. I'm gonna prune everywhere. My beard's gonna be drooping. And
is there sun there? Does the sun shine in Oregon?
Oh yeah, it's been shining. I got sunburned yesterday.
You get overcast, that'll roll in, but then it like breaks up. So like you'll have like a gray day, and then it'll just like be super sunny. And
the summertime's awesome, but that's a secret. We don't like to tell people that.
Okay, who's Justin?
Justin is. Where'd he go?
He went away.
Scared him away.
He is.
No, Justin did.
Wendy the Explorer's husband, and I wanted him on here because he takes pictures of us while we fly. So.
Oh, he said I'm the PPG Punisher. That makes me laugh. So, yeah, I do. If I'm not flying, I want to video people. That's almost as much fun as flying.
Yep.
And I love to see their face, especially new pilots when they're landing.
Oh,
yeah.
Different Justin. Okay.
You want one too?
Yeah, I don't know.
It's profuse juice.
All right. So who's next? Wallow, looks like you're next to Kramer. So you go next. Where are you? Tell us about you, where you're at, what's going on.
So I'm currently in Minneapolis. I've been here
Don't
since.
you live in like Miami?
Not Cairo.
I do. So
He's an
I live in Central Florida, and I'm here for
He's
work.
wearing
So
a spam shirt.
I love.
Ew.
I lived in Hawaii for 3 years, so like for me, spam is like it's delicious.
Yeah.
Oh, that's awful.
Delicious. Wait, don't worry, I'll make you spam musubi one day, and you'll be
Oh,
like,
I used to eat it when I was a kid, but oh, gross. Oh.
delicious. My kids love it. Yeah, so I've been here since August. No, I'm sorry, April. No, I don't know when that. Yeah, April, since the end of April. And I'll leave end of July. And I'll go back to Florida. But I travel for work, so I'm in radiology, so I travel for work. And I was in Nebraska before this. Went home for about 2 weeks. So I spent. Well, Angie took Steve away from me while I was there the whole time.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah. So
My
I tried
bad.
to fly with him, but he's been gone. And then, so now I'm here. The wind here is terrible. I've probably flown maybe 4 times. I'm in Minneapolis.
Okay, but where Central Florida? Where Central Florida otherwise too?
Oh, I'm in Apopka.
Apopka?
Yeah, it's around like the Orlando area.
Okay.
So yeah, so I'll be here till July, and then I'm going home. Back to Apopka, and then I don't know where I'm going after that. So I might leave, or I know Jonathan from Paramotor Orlando. He was telling me that he wanted me to come kind of join the team at Paramotor Orlando.
Okay.
So I don't know.
Nice.
I might end up just leaving this medical field behind and become an instructor.
Luis, is that
Yeah.
you?
That would be one of my children. I
Oh,
apologize.
thought it was one of the flamingos.
Close.
But the other day I flew here, and I actually flew into Wisconsin.
Woo!
I went from Minnesota to Wisconsin, over the
Cool.
river, and that was pretty cool. It was great.
Yeah. Did you find anybody to fly with over there in Minnesota?
Yeah. It's funny the paramotor community is really tight. So like, I just posted on there, and then everywhere I went, I found people to fly with. So
Yeah, I'm part of one of the Minneapolis or Minnesota ones, and when I saw you post that, I'm like, "What are you doing over there?"
yeah, I'm everywhere. I'm nationwide.
Yeah. So you guys are still planning on coming over for Northern Lights paramotor flying, right?
Yeah, definitely. I already bought Ariana's ticket, so she'll be here the 21st, and so we'll be there in the evening of the 21st,
Okay.
and then we're gonna drive down to Florida together.
Okay. Awesome.
Yeah.
Oh, good. Awesome. So it's only about 4 hours from Minneapolis to us. So 4.5 hours.
Well, I looked at it, it was like 3.
3?
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, while you're in Minneapolis, you need to check out the Dakota Jazz Club. It is like ranked number 4 in the world. I used to be a jazz pianist, so I was like really into that stuff. But every show that they have there is amazing, and it's like 1920 style, like almost like what do you call it? Speakeasy. Like it's fine dining. You sit in like nice tables, and then you enjoy like a world class like musical performance. So before you leave Minneapolis, you need to check that out.
Yeah. I sometimes whenever you tell me to do something, I feel like you're setting me up. So
No, that would be a good time.
okay.
Well, they also have the Gay 90s bar downtown, and that place is totes my goats.
That place looks fun as hell. I drive
It
by it all
is.
the time.
Yeah, I've always wanted to like dress up and go and party in there.
Yeah, I have my pink fishnet crop top that I can wear.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh man, we could do a lot of damage.
Are you a radiologist or a radiology tech? Or
I'm a rad tech, yeah.
Okay, that's awesome. I love. So you gotten to enjoy Jade's X-rays.
Yeah, I just well, she didn't send me any. I want to see them.
I posted them yesterday, I think.
You did? Oh, I'll have to take a look at them.
They
Paul's
printed
got a
them
funny
off on
story.
paper.
So, like, as a tech, like, he's very plain spoken. So sometimes people don't take him seriously or feel he's smart. So he'll go in and he'll put on glasses, and then people start taking him seriously.
That's not a lie, man. I swear, people like whenever I travel, I show up to the department. I'm like, "What's up, mother?" You know, and and they're like, is this really your job? And I'm like, yeah, dude. You know, I'm actually smart, but whatever. It's just me, man. I don't know.
It's the way to do it.
Yeah.
My femur's pretty messed up, so check that one out. I was pretty surprised. I was wondering why, like, if I didn't have my footrest on my wheelchair, I was wondering why it hurt above the knee, and now I know why.
I was amazed at that. Those were some.
Yeah. I'm gonna take a look at it now. That's pretty nuts. But
all right, so let's go at Justin, because I know Justin goes to bed early, and
he looks like he goes to bed early.
Because I'm old.
He gets up early
right
in the
now.
morning. He's a hardworking man. He works construction, so can't see it.
Oh my gosh, Jade, that is.
Yeah, you like that?
I know, right?
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. So anyway, Justin,
Sorry.
why the heck are we on here with you? What the heck do you do in PPG world? You do a lot.
What do I do?
You
I support my wife, who
Yep.
loves to fly with all of you crazy people.
Yep.
And I get to talk to her while she's up there through the radios and help her with her wing and help her with her trike.
With her makeup.
No, I stay away from the makeup, Steve. That's all her. I take a lot of videos and pictures, especially with everybody that flies with us. You know, we video a lot of different things, and everybody wants to see their takeoff and landings, and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So mostly I'm a support vehicle.
Yep. And
I'll be your support vehicle, baby.
Thank
And it's like
flying related.
you're flying near Justin doing
Bedroom
foot
related.
jigs, you're flying low or whatever. Justin will take pictures of you and get some good shots of you. He's really good at that. So
Yep.
You gonna be the flying?
Yes. Wendy and I are both coming out to Eric and Jade's. I think we leave here on the 18th to come out there, and then we get to spend the last part of July with them out there and out at Oshkosh. Hurry up, get back home, and get prepared for Aurora PPG's fly-in here at our house.
Yeah.
Wendy and them they're doing a lot of work right now towards everything, getting things set up. You know, it's a beautiful area. I posted a video that aviators shot while they were here 2 years ago, and there was a video on Facebook that Reese had, and I reposted it, and it has Jersey Shore in it and the surrounding area, flying down by the river and the fields and the mountains and everything. It's a pretty cool video. So if anybody's coming out and they kind of want a little shot of what it's like to fly here, it's on that video. And then Jade has some videos back in the past from when her and Eric and everybody was out here. It's a pretty neat place to fly.
I love it. It's one of my favorite places.
And you get to see a fat kid like me out on the ground that you can swoop at. So it's quite fun.
So yeah.
What did you just recently start doing for yourself?
So I am going after my private pilot license.
Woohoo!
Yeah, I passed all my FAA physical, and I'm in the middle of my ground school work right now. I'm not going to start my flight training stuff until I get back in August here, though. I don't want to jump into it and start going into things and then leave for 4 weeks and have to relearn it when I come back. So it's a lot of information.
Tell me about it.
Yeah, it's a lot to retain. So, but I'm getting older, and my current hobby that I do, every time I jump off a bike, it takes 2 days for me to heal up, and I know I can't keep going that way. So I got to find something else to do with myself.
Yeah.
Yep.
Well,
Yep. Being with Wendy's pretty punishing.
Trying to keep up with that lady it's something. I don't know where she gets all her energy from.
That girl's on Facebook Live more than I take selfies.
I don't know. That's a stretch. You're really
you're right.
selfie, bud. I mean, I've seen more oysters in the last month than I have seen in 4 years.
And Travis, correct. Jersey Shore, Pennsylvania, not New Jersey.
Correct. Not New Jersey. That's quite a few. It's a few hours away from where we're at. We're in Central PA. So if you've ever watched Little League World Series on TV and those mountains and stuff, that's right where we're at. That Little League is, I don't know, 8-9 minutes from our house.
And we got to tour that last year with you guys. That was pretty amazing.
Yeah. So actually the week, what is it? The weekend of the fly-in, the world will be here for all the teams to start out. They'll be here that whole following week playing.
Wow.
Yeah. So it's a pretty cool thing. Well, Jade, you are looking better and better every day. We all keep following how you're progressing, and I talked to Eric quite a bit, just checking in on y'all. So.
Yeah. Thank you.
And then Wheezy, you're keeping up with the chickens better than anybody that I would have fried them already.
Hey.
They'd just be little nuggets. They're not really a chicken.
That's all right. Good dipping sauces with little ones.
No.
Yeah. Oh, thank you though. I'm trying to. Who's that? I'm trying to be strong. Get stronger every day. They're really working with my arms, and I can tell why, because of transfers and stuff. Because I won't be able to use my legs anytime soon. So
we should buy her a shake weight.
A what?
Two, one for each game.
So, anyway, enough about me. Okay, who's next? Do you want to do Jeremy?
Yeah, Jeremy.
And leave and go party with your friends.
Sure. My name is Jeremy. I'm the treasurer for the USPPA.
He money launders for the USPPA.
We've been on here before.
No embezzlement, none of that stuff. I'm based out of Metro Detroit, Michigan. So I try to go to all the fly-ins in Michigan. I was just at Holland, Michigan last weekend, and that was awesome. Some good beach flying for the Midwest. What's new for me? We've got a lot of the smoke coming down from Quebec. It's like all over Detroit, all over the Midwest.
Here too.
Air quality issues. I know Wisconsin's got a lot of that too.
Great smoking in Quebec.
yeah.
Sorry, trying to do a Letterkenny joke.
I just had airbox number 3 break on my Moster 185, so I am one of the few that have the bad, I guess, plastic going around with the airboxes. So hopefully number 4 is more durable. That's the plan. We'll see. But
On
Yeah,
the
if you guys have
Moster?
any questions for me, let me know.
Are you talking about the Moster, Jeremy?
Yeah, the Moster 185, the airbox. Apparently, there's a batch of, I guess, bad airboxes
Get
going
the
around.
factory R one, the carbon one.
I thought about that, but I just keep getting these free ones from the warranties, so I'm just gonna keep submitting warranties.
What tipped
But-
you off? Did you just like pull it off and was like, what the heck? Or was it like,
Yeah, so I pre-flight my gear every time, and when you pre-flight your airbox, make sure the hose clamp is on there, make sure it's not wiggling, and they're not supposed to wiggle. So if your airbox has got any wiggle to it, take it off and look at it, and usually there's some sort of crack on there.
Yeah.
I've got a bunch of pictures I submitted for the warranty claim, but basically there's a thin piece of plastic that connects like the rubber part and the filter part that connects to your carburetor to the actual like plastic box piece, and that thin little plastic piece, I guess from what I've heard, has had aerated plastic, and it's just really weak, and the vibration of the motor over time will break it. So I've had 3 this year break on me, and like the comments say, I don't think it's my fault. I think it's just like bad parts. So hopefully this issue gets resolved soon. I want to fly. I don't like being grounded because of bad parts or bad pre-flight.
Who pre-flights their engine?
yeah?
I don't know
Where
who
are
does
you?
that. I do it like meticulously, you guys. I'm crazy about it.
I just
Think
send
better
it.
than us?
If anything's messed up, I'll figure it out.
The way I look at it is we're flying a napkin in the sky. I gotta be as safe as I can be. Accidents happen, as we all know. So I try to prevent
Accidents
that.
never happen. Just ask Jade.
Too soon.
Roll's eyes.
We're not going to talk about A assist.
Jade's gonna start using the F-bomb on her show now.
Oh, no.
God and I have had a few of those comments. So
I think that's all I got for now. I've got all kinds of pictures of fly-ins. I'm sure you guys have all kinds of pictures you can share too. Oh, you know what? I've got one more thing. I just did my first free flight flight with my own gear that wasn't tow. So I've done tows at training. I've done tows at SIV, but I went to some sand dunes in Michigan, and I took my little Mojo up there with a paragliding harness, and I went to the top of the sand dune, and I flew down, and I was maybe 20, 30 feet off the ground the whole time. And that was a lot of fun. It wasn't windy enough to ridge soar, but you got a flight out of it, and then you hike all the way back up, and then you do it again, and
Dang.
going down.
That's
is
what
a lot
we're
more
gonna
fun
do.
than going up.
Cool.
How long were the sled rides? Like
They were like 30 seconds. They were horrible.
30
They weren't long
30
at all.
seconds is
That's
pretty decent.
awesome.
Like I would be happy with a 30-second sled ride. I'd
Yeah,
be
me
like,
too.
yeah, that was
I can play
epic.
the
That was
video
a
if you
cool air,
want.
man.
On the video.
That's enough to barrel roll.
Barrel
Yeah, I was
roll.
keep thinking.
Show me your barrel roll.
I was
To
just
the
happy to land.
left, to the
So you
right.
should
Yeah,
hook
see,
up,
and that
Jeremy.
felt really safe, right?
Jeremy,
I'm
you
not
should
gonna be
hook
very
up with
scared
Shane
of that.
Wyman.
I met Shane at Holland. Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, Shane Wyman's a freaking hoot.
Yeah. Hey,
You
Kevin.
guys are all hoots the way I look at it. Yeah, do you guys want me to show you the video? I think
Sure.
I can screen
Yes.
share. I think last time I tried this, it didn't work out. But let's see, share screen. You want to grab the entire screen. There we
Kevin
go.
can toss his on. I can't talk shit about him anymore because
that
he's
work?
my neighbor.
Jade, am I screen sharing? Does it work?
Here you go.
There you go. Yep.
All right, so the quality's not very good, but this is me on some sand dunes with a little Mojo. Great paramotor wing, great beginner wing for really everything. But you just run. We've got about 8-mile-an-hour winds, and look, we're up off the ground.
Look at
That's awesome.
Yeah.
It's like a blast.
Yep, and I was like, oh, I'm going to overshoot the landing. I don't want to be in the parking lot. So I did one turn. Look at that.
Oh
That
my
is
God.
so cool.
Oh, man.
See, that's all I need right there. That's it.
Hey, I was settled
Deep,
for
you
that,
guys.
man. I'll do that all day.
Hiking back up was such a pain in the butt.
I'm okay with that. I'll get my exercise.
Oh, he has a
on.
naked picture in there.
I
Click
see
it,
that.
click it.
I mean, I got pictures of my dog in here if you want to look at those. But I don't have anything bad. Here's my airbox I was talking about. Let me see if I can show you. So this part right here is the piece that breaks.
Yeah.
This part connects to right in here on the airbox. Yeah, sorry, you can't really see it very well.
Jeremy, be careful scrolling.
I don't have anything bad on here.
Okay.
I don't have nothing bad on there. I got a separate folder for that.
Smart.
Don't get them mixed up.
Keep the show PG.
Jeremy's a nice kid, but man, his thing for cafeteria ladies is weird.
All right, Jeremy is going to be at USP Oshkosh for
Yes.
EAA a little bit, right?
Yes, I'll be there the last weekend. We're gonna have a booth. Shout out to Jade and Eric with the USPPA. We'll have a booth at Oshkosh.
Hoping
And
I can be there.
we got all kinds of stickers. We got magazines. We got flyers. We've got all kinds of stuff. So we love to see the support from the community, and we try to support you guys too.
Yeah.
Are you gonna fly at Oshkosh, Jeremy?
You know, I was thinking about it. I think one of my instructors, Justin Fox, kind of does some of the air traffic control for like the ultralight field. So we'll see. We'll see.
Yeah.
I've never been to Oshkosh before, so I might do a lot of looking around, seeing the sights, but I don't really have any strong feelings towards flying there.
Justin and Alexis was running it last year, and they do the briefs and everything. I will tell you. So I did it. You're 5 times more experienced than me. Go take the lap. Just go do it. If you think it's a big deal, like you'll be like, it's gonna be nothing for you, but it's still a lot of fun just to do it there.
Linda wants to know where the sand dunes were again that you were at.
It's a Warren Dunes State Park in just about an hour south of Holland, Michigan. Or if you're from Michigan, we have a convenient map right here, right about right there, right along the coast of Lake Michigan.
Okay.
I got arrested once for trying to show someone where I was from in Florida.
Only once, Steve.
I've never heard that one before.
Hey, I wanted to share a story about unrelated to Florida. One of my friends went to Oshkosh to fly, and he was flying there, and his throttle got stuck on full blast. And apparently, they like to keep you in a little box when you're flying paramotors at Oshkosh. They don't want you to be over here. They don't want you to be over here. So what he did was he blipped his kill switch to keep him at about cruise altitude until he got to the airport to land.
Oh, wow.
I would have said, screw that. I'm killing it now. I'm just landing wherever I need to.
Yeah, he's been flying paramotors for probably longer than I've been alive. But
I also broke that rule too. They want you at a certain altitude. And so I was talking to Justin. I was like, I don't have an altimeter. And he goes, no big deal. Just follow somebody in front of you. Well, that's all good and dandy unless everybody else in front of you blows their launches and you're the first one up.
Yeah.
And so I'm getting text messages like, you're way too high. The tower's yelling. I'm like, crap. Because your first instinct at somewhere new is to climb high, and there's a bunch of trees and obstructions there. So, yeah, I was like way too high. I didn't get in trouble. They're like, whatever.
It's better than being too low.
All right. So, Jeremy, I just saw you've got 8% battery on your phone.
Yeah, I'm actually on my laptop. I'm outside. I'm at a buddy's house right now, and I'm trying to eyeball if I can fly to his backyard. We'll see. It's tight. I'm probably going to try it someday.
Oh, boy.
Yeah.
There's no time like
Give me a
now.
thumbs up. I can show you if you want to see. Hold on.
Well, just don't park your car in the backyard. You'll be fine.
Oh, plenty of room. You got it.
Spooky power line through, but you got some
power lines right there,
That
yeah.
looks pretty tight.
It's pretty snug here, guys.
That's super sketch.
Yeah.
I
Come
won't
in
do it.
under the lines. That's
Under
where you
the
need
line
to go.
for sure.
Yeah.
Just foot drag till you get past them.
I think my glider might hit him. I think their glider's tall enough to hit him.
I'm telling
Shorten your
you,
lines on the glider.
my arcade game that got me here is not fun. Don't do it. Don't do it.
Listen to Jay.
Yeah, everyone in the comments is saying power lines. Yeah, I agree, everybody. I'm a chicken.
Did you say chicken?
Anyway.
Chickens.
All right, we got one couple left. Joey and Aaron Sibley. Tell us about you guys, if we can remember where you guys, what state you're in, and what's new with you guys.
We're still in Missouri.
Missouri.
Unfortunately. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And we're coming up for Dave Noak's fly-in. I'm having to fight. I will have you know, I've got a new job, and my boss is not happy about me requesting time off. And I told him, tough.
Good.
So we will see how that goes. I might not have a job when I get back. So if anybody's hiring, I'm interested.
Oh boy.
But yeah, we did.
Corn
We
buzzards.
did corn buzzards recently. That was a blast. We had a really good time. Really good flying weather pretty much the whole weekend. So that was good. My 14-year-old got to do her first tandem with Sean. Loved it. She's full on hooked. So God help us, because that's expensive when she doesn't have her own income.
How long have you guys been married now? 2 years, year and a half?
Legally or living in sin?
Living in pleasure.
We've been together over 2 years. We met in 2020 and pretty much been inseparable ever since, aside from, there was a 1 week there where he thought that he could do better and then realized he was stupid.
I did. Single.
Now
doing better.
Yeah, I mean, we've been together since March or May of 2020 and not looked back since.
Tell us the secret of keeping your passion alive.
Are we passionate? Shoot. I don't think we've been.
You guys look passionate.
We are. I think
brings us back to the Florida tale.
That's a scary place.
I kind of like you, Steve. I'm still kind of waiting for the other shoe to drop, because it's like, could this really be my life? I fly. I'm married to just the best man I've ever known. Life seems
he is pretty cute.
I know, look at him. But I mean,
I can't wait to meet him.
Yeah, I bet he can't wait to meet you. Just watch out.
I feel like me, him, and Wallow are going to create a mess.
We'll go up to that 90s club and
Yes. So I'm talking about.
So I don't know. I don't know that there's a secret so much as we both have been through some really, really rough stuff in our past. And I think it makes us that much more grateful for what we have now. And maybe that, I don't know. Do you have any advice? No. He's a man of many words.
We feel that.
We are a fun couple. We met them in Illinois at the Mixers Fright Fest.
I met them at their house.
Well, yeah, I got to meet you too. Awesome.
See that front door service.
Yeah.
See our new bathroom.
Use it. I'll send you the cleaning bill too, Steve.
I busted up on their front door. I was like, "Get your ass out of here!"
We have the type of people we'll just invite strangers over to our house. We're like, sure, come on over.
Wendy wanted to know if you guys do foot launch or trike, or what you guys fly.
Foot launch.
Foot launch.
Both of us, yeah.
Are you landing on your feet now, Aaron?
Let's not talk about that.
Yeah, she hits her feet straight and buckles.
I know. I saw that you did, though. I saw you.
Did. If I have, okay, so my brake lines, I've done some testing with my brake lines. My brake lines are about 6 inches, probably longer than they need to be. So I've lost a lot of flare authority. And when you're 5'3", that's a lot of flare authority to lose because I got short arms. So I've shortened my brake lines. I'm like a T-Rex. When I have a good headwind, I can usually I can nail a good landing. But if I'm landing in nil wind, I don't have enough flare authority, and I just eat it every time. So
you land on your knees?
What was that?
Do you land on your knees?
Yeah, I fall forward. Yeah.
Okay.
My brake lines were short too. And I had a problem because of it, because I wouldn't take wraps, but the only way I kind of got out of it is I started doing sort of the foot drag style landing, so you wouldn't have to use as much flare. So, and I was a lazy bastard. I wouldn't shorten my brake lines because that's what I do.
That's
Steve.
One technique that saved me, because I used to, when I started advancing wings, I would come in a lot hotter, and so I started using that technique where I would foot drag land, and I would touch, and I would kind of use my big toe on my right foot to
Yeah.
kind of gauge when I start falling, and once my foot starts going down further, then I would give it more pressure, and then finally just flare. And I noticed even with I fly two wings. I fly a 24-meter B wing, and then I fly an advanced glider, which is a 17-meter, and I'm about 220 pounds.
Dang.
So I'm coming in hot, probably about 40 miles an hour when I come in. And that has saved my life on landings, is the foot drag landing technique.
Okay, well, I've got literally 20.
It's really nothing fancy. It's literally like you're just going in there. Like if you're trying to do it for the first time, it's like, okay, I'm just going to hold here.
Yep.
I can shut my eyes. Oh, my toe hit the ground. Oh!
Yeah, no.
There you go.
What you want to just make sure you don't look at the ground. One thing I noticed a lot of beginner pilots, they look at the ground. Don't ever look at the ground. Look at the horizon.
Yeah.
Like, I've had a buddy that landed without flaring at all. It's possible. So you don't have to freak out. Like when your foot touches, it's not like you're just going to crash.
Right.
It's like you got a second.
You'll skim it.
It touches, then you're like, oh.
Just give it a little bit, so you kind of float above the ground, and then when you're like low enough and you're losing enough speed, that's when you just hit it all the way, kind of to your butt.
Yep.
Yeah, and then good.
Good. Easy peasy. Well, now,
I don't know how to say, but like my wife,
right there, yeah.
My wife had that problem too. She would come in, I mean, just hands up, and I'm like, hands up, okay, pressure, and she just never did pressure and just smack, and anyway.
I was doing that too. I would never fully flare.
Yeah.
So I'm glad I wasn't trying to do foot drag landings there, because I would never commit to it.
Right.
It took about 30 flights, and then I'd tell myself, dude, freaking bury, and I'd bury it down. And even if I was hovering high, like I'd be like, cool, I stuck it.
The main thing is don't bury it and then put your hands up if you're too high. Just hold it.
That's usually my problem, is I flare too high, and then I also get that I flare fast, so I pop up, and so I have that pop up and then hard landing, and that's I'm trying to break myself with the flaring too fast, and that's getting better. Tim was at our fly-in, and he was like, I think you just forget to run. He goes, if you would just run, you'd be okay. And I'm like, oh, like it never dawned on me. Maybe I just need to keep my feet moving.
Maybe just move, yeah.
Yeah. He goes, no offense, but does your brain just like shut down? I'm like, oh, pretty much, yeah.
Yep.
Ground.
No, I can relate to that. I think, yeah, you have to tell it what to do. Like,
yeah.
It gets to a point as you progress that it just becomes second nature. Like at this point, I feel like I don't even think about it when I'm taking off, and I don't think about it when I'm landing. I'm just kind of like, that's where I want to land, so that's where I'm gonna go. And I don't like the steps don't go through my head. I kind of just, I don't know, it just happens. I don't know.
That's the way I've explained reverse kiting to Angie, because I'm like, it's just like instant reactions to things when you're trying to learn how to juggle, and it's kind of hard. Because like for landings, like I was pissed off for the first 30 flights, like screwing them mostly up. And I'm like, well, how do I practice this? Because I got to launch back up, and I'm lazy, and I don't want to do that. To get another practice, I can't slow down time. I can't click pause.
Yeah.
And so I thought it was going to take me like 100 flights to figure it out.
Yeah.
I'm with you. That's what I'm thinking too. Because by the time I land, I'm tired. I've probably beat myself up too on my arms, because I bruise my arms when I land hard, and I don't want to go back up and do it again. So I'm going to learn by repetition. This is going to take me 100 flights.
Especially at that time, my physical health was poor. My mental health was poor. I had bad pre-flight anxiety. So after I was like up, I was like, I'm not going through all this up again.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
eventually things worked out, and I'm like, cool. But even when I was like crash on my legs all the time, I like never hurt myself or
Me
broke
either.
gear.
My
Yeah.
The only
first
person who did that in this group was Jade, unfortunately.
my first maybe 100 flights, I never went on like cross countries. I would do like 5 flights every time I went out to the field. I would take off, buzz around, land, take off, buzz around, land, take off. Like I would do this multiple times until I had about 100 flights. And then when I got them dialed in, that's when I kind of started enjoying the flights.
Mm.
That's for me, it was just training until I
Yeah.
got to the point where I was like, okay, I'm good enough where I can fly, where I can take off without even thinking about it, and I can land without thinking about it. And then I started kind of progressing my flying skills after that. And now I'm like,
You have like a day where you can just do practice. Get some
yeah,
like you make paint, field marking paint. You can draw like an X in the grass with field marking paint. It's the same stuff they use for football fields. And just do a bunch of touch and goes.
yep.
Practice landing, practice launching. This takes repetition.
Mhm.
Oh, I'm getting hit by a dog. Hold on.
It's just that easy. It is
It's
just that freaking easy.
Oh, by the way, I'm also on an Atom 80, so it's not like I am taking off in a few steps. I am running for it.
Half a football field.
Aren't you swapping out your motor here pretty soon, though?
Do what?
I started on
Aren't
an
you
Adam
swapping
80.
your motor here pretty soon? I thought you were shopping for a 185.
Yeah, it's a financial situation. I've got to get the money for it, but yeah, eventually I want a 185. So
Told her she could have my old 185 in exchange for a factory R.
That's what I fly.
That's
I love my R. Oh my gosh.
don't encourage this. No.
That's what I'm talking
Or
about.
a
You,
4202.
you can have
Either
my
one is
185 if you give me
No,
a
but
factory
I want
R.
an Atom 80. But Aaron, you don't like your Atom 80?
No, I love the Atom 80. I love the Atom 80, but I'm like 190 pounds, so I'm real heavy on it. And so I mean, I have no takeoff ability at all. I mean, I can barely clear trees.
Her climb out is nil to none.
Okay.
My climb out is nothing.
I understand that it's got a lack of power. Yeah, I'm starting.
Yeah.
But
I mean,
but
there's
it's so light. I'm an ultra light person. I'm that way hiking, so it
I
appeals
could see you
to me.
really liking the Atom 80. It's a good motor. It runs really, really smooth. I really like the throttle on it. I mean, the acceleration on it's fantastic. It's a good motor. I actually really enjoy flying it. I just hate running half a football field. So
Yeah.
I need to be able. And some of the places we fly are a little tighter, so I need a better climb out.
So I fly my wife's Atom 80, and I'm 220.
I know, Sean. I know. I'm working on it.
Caleb asked me where I trained. Caleb, I trained in Paramotor Orlando with Jonathan Carr and Eric Dufour.
Okay.
But yeah, the Atom 80, I took it to Egypt and I flew it, and I ran a football field, and but that engine is awesome. If I wasn't so fat, I would love it.
I said that too. I'm like, if I could lose 20 pounds,
Yeah.
I would do this.
I would love it. But the R, if you're like me, I mean, that thing is great. Or a good option for you, Aaron, is the ACs. Have you ever looked at the ACs?
No.
Conceptions.
Yeah, the air conception. Like I flew the Nitro and the
That's
Revo.
what I have.
Yeah,
I have an air conception Nitro 200.
the Revo is it's got about as much power as the 185, but it's lighter than a 185. So it's about 45 pounds.
Okay.
They're really, really light, but they pack a punch. And I know Gata. I don't know if you guys know Gata. You met Gata, right? Angie?
She was on our show. Yeah.
Yep.
Oh yeah. I think I remember meeting her with you. Yeah.
Yep. Gata flies on. Well, she flies the same one you got, the Nitro.
Okay.
And she's like 100 and some change. She's not over.
Yeah, she's tiny.
She's very tiny. And that thing, I mean, it puts her in the air right away. And her problem was she's not very big, so she can't carry a lot of weight for a long time.
Right.
So she had an Atom 80 that she tried because it was light, and then she went to a nitro because it had more power than
More
the
power.
M8.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yep. That's
I want to try them both, but yeah.
The nitro is a great motor. I mean, I've flown that thing, and even me at my weight, I'll put one of those on my back. They're just so light.
You need to help Steve learn about mine because we need to learn about
She
mine.
doesn't have the titanium frame though, so it's not as light as the.
No, mine's pretty heavy.
She has a magnesium.
Probably
It's heavy.
It's the same weight as a Parajet, pretty much.
Yeah. But the engines are light. Those engines are light.
Yeah.
But the Revo Extreme is pretty
extreme.
Yeah, the Revo Extreme, that's got some power on it. But it made 5 pounds more thrust than my factory R on the thrust table with a 140 prop. And it's lighter too. Mine is it's pretty fat compared to that.
Man, last time we busted out the thrust table, you were like, "That's it."
What did it make?
Talk about
it. Is it under 100?
Yeah.
No, it was.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
I'm getting
Well,
old. My hips are going out.
Have you guys seen the Vitarasi? They said they're gonna start doing the EFI now.
What?
Yeah.
No, they've been saying that for years.
No, they just put it on their website. They're releasing it next year, or the end of this year.
There you go, man.
Well,
get one of those engines.
I'll watch how everybody else likes it, and then if they like it a lot for 2 years, then I'll consider it. I'm not going to be the test dummy.
They'll probably have a kit for it.
I just want to put an E-start on mine.
That's more crap to break.
I know. Why? The starter's going to break anyways.
That's true. I brought
Crank it up.
So Caleb Cook says, when you were in Egypt, did the monuments in the desert kick off the thermal activities and make flying bumpy?
No.
No.
Egypt is really sketchy. I don't recommend anyone with less than 100 hours to go to Egypt.
Really?
Yeah. We fly if it's windy, if it's thermally, you're just going.
Because it's so hot. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean it's crazy. Sometimes you're like right next to a mountain and they're like, all right, here we go, right here in this parking lot,
Wait, have you flown in Egypt with Gata before?
Yeah.
Dang, I didn't know that.
Yeah, but the pyramids are, oh my gosh, there's so much.
Did your wife go?
No.
Okay.
No, she didn't go that trip. She wants to go on the next one though.
I think it would be awesome to do that. Steve is like, meh, and I'm like, whoa, that would be cool.
I know.
Yeah. It's epic, but you gotta get good at your flying, taking off, because there was some sketchy places we took off from. If you don't clear the trees, you're going in the Nile River.
Yeah.
I better not go there.
A good way to die, though.
Right.
No, that's crocodiles.
There was a lot of mishaps there, I'll tell you that. There was a lot of broken props and broken wings and broken people. So
broken egos.
Yeah, oh yeah. Yeah.
We got Caleb Koch in the chat. I'm his new neighbor and he won't take my phone calls.
Man.
Calling him out, man.
Run, Caleb, run. All right, guys.
There's actually one guy in the area. So there's some really helpful people in the area that's been kind of showing me around. But there's one guy, I haven't hardly talked to him much, but he's like the guy I really need to like hook up with. And I'm sure because of my reputation, like he's just, I'll hear from him once in a blue moon. He's like, I don't know. Because he like paramotors and free flies too, and so I've been sending him messages like, dude, next time you're out free flying, let me know. I want to come watch you.
Steve, you know you're not a me anymore. You're a us.
That's
That's right. We're gonna have to make out on camera. There, that's gonna be $20.
Oh God.
Hey, Steve,
All right, guys.
did you see my mini me? Hold on, I gotta show him my mini me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Turn off your background.
Oh, hold on. Wait, hold on. Let me. Hilarious, dude. All right, here we go. All right, come on.
Scared.
You can't see me good.
Isn't that cute? That's so cute.
Show him the side,
Good
bro. Show him
job.
the side. Show him the side.
Show us the chops.
There you go.
Oh man, you lady killer there.
Oh, so cute.
That's been a long time.
He's been growing it a couple years.
Yeah.
Wait till it really comes in.
Cute.
That's awesome. Good job. Adorable.
All right. Next week, I think we've got Zach Watkins
Ooh.
talking about when he flew the Hawaiian Islands.
Oh man.
I know he's been on a couple of the other shows, but I had somebody scheduled early on, so
That's all right. We love talking to Zach. He's so nice.
yeah.
And he's a pretty man.
Yes, he is a pretty
He
man.
is
He's
very
pretty.
He's
he
the
is
one that
high
went from
human
one
being.
island to the next.
Yep.
Yeah.
He's gonna
All
talk to
5
us about
hours.
He's
us
got
about
pictures on his Facebook with his shirt off.
that. And then the following week we have Justin, who is, I believe, the one in the chat here. He is a paramotor student that just, I think, graduated from where Eric and I went at Mad City. So,
Okay.
but next week, Zach Watkins. Hopefully, you guys can make that. Hopefully, I'm conscious enough to make a nice enough intro for him. And let's see, what would the date be for that next week when he's on?
5th. That'd be the 5th, wouldn't it?
The 5th.
Wednesday the 5th, yeah.
5th. Hopefully, either I'm home on the 3rd or by the 7th
Yes.
is my main goal. So,
Yeah.
but the 3rd, if my weekend goes good, hopefully, because they won't let anybody out on a holiday, so I'm hoping for maybe the 3rd. So
Good.
anyway,
We're rooting for that. Good
yeah.
job. You can
So-
do it.
Are you in jail or a hospital?
Yeah.
Both.
No, I-
Same thing.
no, they're treating me pretty darn good here, and it's like it's like I was scared coming to this floor just because I was afraid it was just something new and scared about pain and everything, and now they're getting my pain under control, and now I'm just worried about fitting in at home. And Eric and Randy built I guess they're finishing a ramp to get me into the front door, and just trying to figure out where I'm going to sleep, because the bed I sleep on is normally 30 inches tall, and the highest I could go with broken ribs climbing up I'll show you here. I'll turn off my screen here, background, so you guys can see it.
Screen.
Background here. Like my computer was overheating here for a while. I had it sitting on the pillow. So this is called a slide board. So when I'm like in the wheelchair or go like I'm in this little recliner, I have to slide, like I have to wedge this under one of my hips. So my left hip is broke. So I have to slide that under my left hip. And then I attach that to the wheelchair to kind of slide across and get to the wheelchair. And then the wheelchair use this to the bed. So this has become my friend. And today we did a experiment. We brought my car down. Eric and Deweese brought my car down, and we figured out how to get into the car. And that was pretty scary for me, trying to leave my feet hanging out, sliding in, and then slowly taking my foot, which I don't know if you guys have seen my foot, what it looks like. Yeah, you can see it with the external fixator on there, and not being able to touch anything on my heel. So, and I can't use pressure on either of my feet because my right femur's broke. So, anyway, yeah.
Quit your belly aching.
I'm trying not to. So
she did great though.
You get the belly ache. You're allowed.
She did great getting in and out of the car.
Yeah,
it was tough, but she did it.
I was pretty proud of myself.
I just want to know. So if something ever unfortunate happens to me, do I get my own Deweese Milstead?
You're a long way away from home.
So are you.
Well, I guess I can do it.
Come on.
I'll have to be to your Deweese.
You live in Mississippi, and
old,
you've been up in Wisconsin taking care of Jade nonstop.
You are awesome.
I'm across the country, Steve. I'm getting old.
She did not expect this to happen, nor did I. And I mean, I think she missed my accident by probably a minute and a half. You know, they just called 911, and Deweese and Randy showed up. So
I'm glad I missed it.
I'm glad you did too. I am too.
Yeah. So Eric started working with Randy yesterday or today in kiting.
Yeah.
So try to get Randy in the air a little bit, and I'm just gonna stay out of the way.
Are you planning to get back in the air, Jade?
Right now, my mind is saying no. I will support all of you because this is hell. So don't make me cry.
No, we understand. It's okay.
She's going to keep doing the show and keep supporting.
Yeah.
Keep supporting the community.
I would love to keep doing the show and, like Dewey said, supporting you guys. But this is too much.
Yeah. Yeah. It's okay. It's okay.
And I love all of you guys. And hang on. I love meeting each and every one of you and more people every time. So, and I wanted people like on these shows that we didn't have anybody, as guests. It's kind of fun to do like the Brady Bunch type thing. And
tonight was pretty fun.
Yeah.
We got a good crew on.
Yeah. And last week also, and it's like, I don't want to get a new person on with one of these because I want them to do their own show. So, and granted, we've had Zach on before, but Zach's
alert from low battery.
Oh, I've got a low battery, but Zach's got a special story, that I want, to share. I know you shared it on a couple of the other shows, but
that and he's hot.
You're taken, Steve.
That's right.
I can still appreciate men. I don't think Angie's going to be bothered by that.
Nobody's disagreeing with you, Steve.
Up him in the ear.
I think Joey's just jealous because he's got a little competition.
That's right.
I know Steve and Joey have something special.
Yes.
Romance.
I think the technical term is called animalistic lust.
Oh, wow. That's a step up.
Mm-hmm. That's
So,
right.
Eric is reminding everybody, if you go to Oshkosh, to stop at our USPPA booth. We will be on one side, and Northern Lights Paramotor will be on the other side of the tent. So make sure you stop in. And Eric, out of his kindness of his heart, he has made his own USPPA shirts that he's giving away to people that sign up for USPPA.
Where's Jeremy? Why we need to ask him why they're so cheap, and Eric had to do it himself.
So
battery died.
Not in the budget.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it was funny yesterday. Eric came in and he had a really cool shirt on. And I guess before they left to come down here, he asked Deweese, does this shirt look okay? And she goes, yeah. He goes, what color is this? And she goes, pale. And he gets down here by me. I said, oh my gosh, honey, you're wearing a pink shirt. Deweese, tell me what
it's supposed to be pale.
I said, what is pale?
Don't tell a man he's wearing a pink shirt.
Well, he said he was going to get rid of that shirt, but he better not because.
But it's not. It's not really pink. It's like a salmon color.
Yeah.
I bet it looks great on him.
It does. It looks nice on him.
Speaking of shirts, is Eric going to send us some down here?
So I don't know. Why don't you come up here and we will.
We'll be glad to make the road trip up there to pick them up.
Yeah.
Real men really do wear pink. I freaking love pink.
They do, and they look nice.
Love it.
Oh, I should show you something.
Yay.
Or salmon.
Yeah. Salmon, that's right.
Salmon.
That's
Salmon.
right.
Salmon.
These are my son's new Nikes.
Look, Brian says no, we don't.
Ooh,
Yes,
nice.
So pretty.
Wait, hang on.
He's 18 and he knows fashion. So tell Eric he's on to something because
that's right.
Right now. So there you go.
That's nice.
Very nice.
What size Jade, what size do you wear?
What size what? Shoe?
Shoe, yeah.
He's gonna send you Mason's new shoes.
Oh, hand delivered.
Well, the problem is now I've been told that I'll probably never wear the same size shoes on both feet. So now I'm really confused as I'm probably going to have to buy
Crocs.
2 sets of shoes.
Oh gosh.
Or a moon boot on one foot and then a regular shoe on the other.
You know,
You
now,
can make that fun, Jade.
yeah, now every time I walk down the street and I just find like one shoe laying around by the dumpster or whatever, instead of wondering what happened with that, I'll be like,
the good old dumpster shoe.
Or, you know, like the drug dealers, they throw them up on the electrical lines. Why don't you just come up there, Steve, and just grab them?
Just wear Crocs. Everybody wears Crocs.
Exactly.
I'm wearing Crocs right now. I got pink Crocs on because I'm a real man.
There you go.
There you go.
Yeah. That's right.
Locked in the 4-wheel drive.
That's what I'm talking about.
All right, guys. Well, I'm going to go now.
I don't think
You
so.
look sleepy, Jade.
Yeah, she looks sleepy.
I think I need
It's
drugs.
6:30 in my time, so I'm ready to party.
They're kicking in.
That's the best part. It's like I love being out there at my in-laws and just the sun out there yet. And so you guys
It's
got
not
it.
sunset until 10 p.m. right now.
Yeah, that's so cool. So I'm hoping in 5 years-ish we'll be out there. And
Yeah, because like the other night, it was like midnight when we were watching the sunset. It was pretty romantic.
Wow. So anyway, thank you all for joining us tonight, and hopefully you guys can join again. And I appreciate each and every one of you. And just remember, don't play my video game, and just keep flying safe, okay?
Okay.
Steve?
Love you, Jed.
Toodles.
Steve?
If we don't see you on there, we'll see you in there.
Nothing is untrue, nothing don't matter. It's all notions of our emotions, of everything we are and what we belong to, how we reach our destiny.